as you say, we just lift off quite easily. That should be beeping all the time that we're going up behind the tow plane, because of course we're going up.
Oh, so as soon as we start gaining, it starts beeping?
Yep, and the more faster it's beeping, the more we're gaining.
Even if you're sitting down low, I think it's almost a better visibility than in an airplane. The canopy is so big.
Yeah. And most of those planes have a really big instrument panel on the front.
Yeah.
That you're struggling to see over. So as you say, it's quite a lot quieter in this, because you can probably hear me okay if I'm talking normally.
Yes.
Bit of wind noise.
I think this is the other glider. It's not the same one that I flew last time there. Is that correct?
I don't recall which one you flew, and they're identical, or supposed to be identical.
The other one had only noise around here at the seam. This one has no noise here. I just hear something coming from the back of the cabin.
Okay, so this one's a bit better sealed. Yeah. I think Papa Juliet actually also the back canopy squeaks a bit. It just moves around on its mountain, which is I find annoying. Ooh, a little bit of a thermal there perhaps. So you see we're climbing at 600 feet a minute basically behind the tow plane. So if that goes up to like 1,000 and stays there for a while, then we're in some lift, and if it stays there, and the beeping really gets nice and enthusiastic for 10 or 15 seconds, then I would certainly start to think about, oh, we don't really need the tow plane anymore. Save some money. But I'm afraid it's going to be just kind of quite still and calm most of the way today. Although we were starting to get some sun before. There's a little bit of sun on the right hand edge of that. See the mountain in front of us, just to the right?
I see it.
No, well, I mean the one that's only just to the right.
The patch?
No, well, yeah, there's there, but if you look in front,
that one.
the far mountain we're going to go to, the right hand end of the ridge of the sun at the moment.
Oh, so yep.
No, it's just gone now, but it's coming and going, so we might start to get some thermals coming if the sun. Yeah, it's just, you can see patches of sunlight in places.
Are we almost in the propeller's slipstream? Is that thing a little bit moving, or is just
So that's just the air move. The slipstream is down a bit. There.
Yeah.
It's pretty still at the moment. I'm not having to do very much to follow the tow plane. It's moving out occasionally, but.
Flight service, Delta Foxtrot Lima. Delta Foxtrot Lima, over in flight service. Delta Foxtrot Lima, by the clubhouse, taking off runway 3
He doesn't know what he's doing on the radio.
Flight service, Delta Foxtrot. Delta Foxtrot Lima, over in Good Job. G'day Liam, Delta Foxtrot Lima.
The instructor's taken over on the radio.
Training areas for approximately 1 hour. 34 with 350 degrees, takeoff, QNH 1025 confirmed. Traffic is takeoff glider out to the east and another glider also operating. Traffic.
I'll just show you, we can actually, fly out to the side of the tow plane, for example, if we want to. And so, we really are having to follow them ourselves. He's back the other way. So the most efficient thing to do is follow behind the back of them, but, we are in control of where we're going. So I'm sort of looking at his rudder, and trying to keep it straight down the middle of his fuselage.
Yeah.
And the tailplane, I find just on the top of his wing. If we go lower, we can get the tailplane in the gap between the wing and the strut.
Yeah.
And that's okay there as well, that's not a bad place to be, but yeah, you just kind of find a couple of things, something at the front of the plane and something at the back that you can line up. Okay, we're just coming up to 4,000 feet. We may as well just go all the way to the hill, I guess. Generally speaking, we'll arrive, the hill about 4,000 feet. It depends on the wind and how steep the tow plane climbs and things. And it's about 3,500 the top ridge of it.
So we're only about 500 about that. So,
yeah, nearly 700 now, yeah. Okay, should we go then?
Yep.
Okay, I'll pull the tow release. I was hoping with this northerly wind that we can get a little bit of lift at the north end of the hill. This was the plan for coming here.
2 miles east of Air Drive, 1,700 feet circling.
The wind isn't enough westerly for the, west-facing hills down by the coast to work, but this, north face of this guy here can make a bit of lift in the northerly wind. And you can see down to Wellington Harbour there, can you see? In fact, Miramar and downtown Wellington, almost straight ahead now. Wellington Harbour. Yeah. If you've got good eyes, see the buildings in downtown things.
There is something here.
A little bit somewhere, yeah.
It was big before when we passed the drop of that.
It might not be a big enough area for us to make use of. No, not much happening there. Still, we're flying.
Yeah, absolutely.
Alright, I'll fly along the ridge to the other end and see what happens. The wind direction could be different here than it is. Actually, it says 309 at 19, that's interesting. Maybe it's from up on the west side.
Yeah, right on top of the hill, there's a tiny patch every time you pass on road.
Yeah.
There's a big bump.
It's basically pretty dead at the moment. Not much happening. Oh. That's interesting. What's causing that?
Yeah, right here in the corner.
Yeah, but it's on the right hand side or the left hand side of the corner? Over here. I didn't expect it to be on the south end of this hill. But you know, I'll take what I can get.
Fair enough.
Up is up, don't ask why. This is where the averager comes in useful with 0.6 average over the last 30 seconds, 0.4. Because, you know, we're not going up all the way around the circle.
Yeah.
Juliet, traffic 2 aircraft. He's taking, returning from the east to join our right base, 34, and a Cherokee taxiing out to depart field 344. Papa Juliet.
It's kind of just curious exactly what's happening there.
Yeah, I think it has moved.
So I'll just play around for a little while, see if I can maintain our height or increase it, and then let you have a go.
That sounds good.
At 4,000 feet.
Yeah, but that's actually less than 1,000 feet above the actual ground.
Oh, sure. And we'll go down to 100 feet above the ground here.
It has a much more powerful visual impact than flying up the top.
Yep.
You see the tree, especially on its turtle.
Yeah, we fly really close to the hills and trees and things and these. No doubt we'll make some very low runs along this ridge before we leave it.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Although it looks like that, we might not need to leave it.
Traffic right above Juliet, downwind and right hand on 44 graph. Right above Juliet.
Okay, so that's the guy before us. He obviously didn't find anything to stay up, but I don't think he came in here though.
We're hovering somewhere between 4.9 and 4.97. So
Yeah, the one to look at is the one that's on the variometer that's digital, because it's, you know, it's the most sensitive.
the actual number.
It's 4 and 4.9, and you can see the trend easier on the analog one, but it's sticky and you got to tap it to make it move and things.
Okay.
The electronic one, you know, moves real easy. It's hard to see how fast it's moving, but yeah.
Beautiful.
like, you know, zoom down closer to this ridge if we wanted to, gain a bit of speed. It's 100 knots, or 90 or so anyway, and then we can just go back up again. So we can turn our height into speed and then back again to a certain extent.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm assuming there's a certain degree of loss when you turn height to speed and back.
Yeah, the faster you're going, then the more drag there is, and the faster you're losing energy. But it's still not too bad. Even at 100 knots, the glider's doing pretty, you know, probably still doing 30 to 1 glide angle, 25 to 1 maybe. You know. But you can see we could take, you know, several hundred feet of height there and turn to speed and then come back again.
Yeah.
It's a bit lower this time anyway. Alright, let's see if we can stay in this, where this lifty bit was on this end. Find out what it was doing. Thing is, once you start getting low like this, you never go slow. You want to have a bit of speed on for safety.
Low, you mean close to the ground?
Yeah, if you're close to the ground, you go fast.
Yeah.
Because then you can always, you know, pull up and get some height or turn away or something. If you're going really slow and then you find some sink there or something, you have so little control and you know, no options.
There's no safety margin.
Yeah.
Now, so basically on this speedometer, the green part is the place where it's most efficient? Or?
Yeah, 100 knots in this is the rough airspeed and manoeuvring speed as well. So if you're below 100 knots, you can't brake the glider. No matter what huge turbulence you find or how you use the controls, you won't brake the glider.
Oh, okay.
Above 100 knots, you have to start being careful. So this will do 7 Gs at 100 knots. Which is, you know, a lot more than any sane human wants to do. Okay, now that we're getting low, we want to sort of keep more like 70 knots on. So there's some ups, but there's some downs as well. Probably time to start heading back towards the coast, I think. Okay, so, do you want to fly?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we'll let you take control and just have a little bit of a play. Don't do anything excessive or extreme to scare me.
Well, chances are I would scare myself first.
And just keep heading generally out back towards the airport. So remember, every time you move the ailerons to the left or right, you need to use the rudder as well. Otherwise that string won't stay in the middle. And yeah, somewhere around 60 knots will be a good speed. Certainly no slower than 50, and rudder. You need more rudder. In the same direction that you move the stick. So there's a bit of left rudder there at the moment. Right rudder, sorry. It definitely takes some practice to get coordinated in a glider and you know, keep that string in the middle all the time. But you know, a few flights and you get it generally, or even you're still doing pretty good. Just got to remember, you'll find instructors saying rudder, use the rudder, a lot.
Big difference in the maneuvers from the plane to this one, the way they react, especially the mountains.
I find the Tomahawks very, all those power planes, the controls are very heavy.
Especially the mountains they take the rudder heads.
Yep. Also the elevator is much more sensitive on these. That's nice, that was good.
Hotel, field 3 forward, 350 degrees 8 knots, QNH 1025. Traffic glider operating to the east, and a Cherokee operating to the north of the field. After the touch and go, what are your intentions?
Losing control of the string there a bit.
Yeah. Just beginning to look at the string in this corner.
It just becomes really automatic after a while. You just see it out of the corner of your eye and don't even think about it, but yeah, it definitely takes concentration and thinking at first.
Wrong way.
Yeah. If it's not in the middle, then we're not flying efficiently, and we don't have an engine to compensate for bad flying. And in the powered plane they have a ball. Can you see the ball?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's much less sensitive really and harder to use, I think.
Smooth on control.
It doesn't take much, does it?
Yeah. It's smooth, it's not bumpy, it's just it's like sliding something rather than just pushing or pulling.
Right.
Everything is smooth and gradual.
Okay. Let the speed get away in you a bit there.
Yep.
And then when you're turning like that, you start to pour a few G's. I mean, you know, this is a modern aircraft. This model first flew, you know, something like 2002 or something like that. Whereas, you know, you go and fly a Tomahawk, they've been flying since, I don't know, 1970 or something. And really, let's head towards the airfield now rather than away from it. If you know where the airfield is.
Must be that way.
Yeah. Let's just go straight up this way towards the coast a bit for now. Go towards the coast for now. Yep. Until we get past the dry hills. And then we'll fly along this hill to our left.
Why is he...
Because you're not flying the rudder right. Okay. Yeah, so this is, you know, a very modern, well-designed aircraft. And some of those things like pipistrels and, you know, other almost, you know, light ultralights and things, they're built from fiberglass and things, could be almost like this. Okay, turn left now. And we'll just fly along this hill that's on our left. Just on the western side. Out the top. Yeah, it's that one. Just getting south. Yep, straighten up now. Just keep on the right hand side of the top of the hill a bit, on the ocean side of it.
Romeo Alpha was the Stagram flight service, QNH1025 traffic, Piper operating OTEC area.
But yeah, most of those light aircraft, especially the ones we learn to fly in, are really unchanged since the 1950s. And some places that you go and learn to fly gliders, you'd be flying in, you know, 50-year-old gliders as well, but we just don't happen to have 50-year-old gliders, we have new ones.
Are these cars like moving left and right, or are they just not keeping straight?
It's just, you're not flying that well at the moment. You were doing good before, but maybe you're getting a bit tired or distracted now. Okay, and just start to head slightly to the right so we go along the right hand side of the next hill. See, someone's got a fire at one of those houses, the fire into this valley in front of us. Just on the right of the nose, there's a bit of smoke coming up.
No need to request anything, but just the flight service will help you out. Those field 3
You don't see the smoke? See these houses on the right hand side? Far end of the houses, probably the last house in the valley.
I see it. No, I see it. Two of them actually. One on the other end of the road.
So that tells us which way the wind's going, if we didn't already know. At least at ground level, which admittedly, given it's down in the hills, could be quite different to what it is, you know, up here. Okay. What do you think at the moment?
Oh, I'm liking it. I'm really liking it.
So just fly us along this hill, staying on the right hand side of the ridge. Or at least not the left hand side. You can see, I mean, basically the edge of the forest to be okay along there.
Yeah. It responds differently than a plane. It's almost organic. The type of when it moves left, right, there's much more sensitivity.
Yeah, you just sort of think, don't you, and it moves.
Yep.
And it's more pressure than movement even sometimes.
I think I'm told.
If you learn to fly in one of these, you can go and fly a powered one really easily. I learned in gliders, then I went solo in a powered plane in an hour and a half.
Oh.
When I had about 20 hours of time in gliders. Because they really teach you to understand what the plane's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And bigger planes and other types of planes actually fly the same, it's just less sensitive and give you less feedback.
What is the beeping from time to time, even though we're below the zero?
Well, it's when it goes above the zero. Pretty much.
Sometimes like this.
Well, it's because it's momentarily going above the zero. So we're averaging minus 0.8, so it's 80 feet a minute down. About 25 metres.
There's that large section of steel that looks like an old runway, as effective as the left. Follow that down to Charlie, you'll see a sign, and take a right, that should lead you all the way to the field.
Okay, can I control?
No worries.
Alright, okay, I'll go a bit closer to the bridge and see what happens. Yeah, it's going to be downhill this side. We're going to get on the north side of that spur.
Yeah, I need to figure out how to find some marker points, because I'm looking for the airfield and I can't tell which side.
It's straight between us and the northern end of the island.
Oh, the big patch of empty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that comes with the time. After you phone 2-3 times, you know what's around it. You can quickly identify it.
Yeah.
Between the houses.
Mostly down here. Across here it should be up, hopefully. At least a little. Not that much really.
Traffic is the recently airborne 182 tracking north, and another pilot texting out for a departure to the south. Copy the traffic. Bravo Romeo Alpha, report position altitude. Roger.
Yeah, nothing very interesting here at the moment. Alright, you have control, take us back towards the airfield. So just go across more or less in the direction of that river mouth on the right hand side there a bit. Yeah, a bit left from there. Good. Close off Romeo is 1,000 feet, 3 k's east of the field, tracking towards Waikana River mouth.
Flight Golf Romeo background copy. Traffic Cup approaching the field from the north, so head on track south. And a Cherokee approaching the field from the north, join.
Golf Romeo. left a little bit. More or less towards the golf course now would be good.
What's the name of the golf course?
That's the golf course.
We're landing from the water.
We're going to be going left to right as we're at the moment.
Traffic 3 aircraft.
The same way the glider on the ground is facing.
2,200 feet.
The same way the glider on the ground is facing at the moment.
Glider 3 k's east of the field, track to the 1 river mouth, which is just north of the field. And a Cherokee.
Oh, so we're circling?
Yeah, we're going to turn left in a minute. In fact, now it'll be good. It's 90-degree left-hand turn. To take us parallel to the runway. Golf Romeo, downwind right-hand, 3/4 house.
Golf Romeo.
Okay, keep us with 60 knots now. I'm trying to go parallel to the power runway, so a little bit left, a little bit faster. Okay. Keep it at 60 knots, not below. It's a tendency to want to pull the nose up when you get close to the ground, but it's a bad thing to do in a glider. You need to keep the speed. Okay, right hand turn, 90 degrees. Keep the speed on, don't let the speed decrease, don't let it decrease. Okay, straighten up. Okay, let's see if you can line up with the runway. Not with the power runway, but with the grass strip to the right of it. Okay? I'll start to use some air brakes here. Keep the speed at 60 knots. Okay. I have control. And we'll just come down the far side of that taxiway.
Just the idiot now, just about touchdown.
To the right, correct?
It was more that you were wobbling. It wasn't so much where you were as the fact you were wobbling.
Or is there somebody behind us?
Was what the wind? I turned us and the runway.
Oh, okay.
The wind would have turned us to the left.